Hello everybody, ferelinstincts here with TGN Intensity and welcome to Lingor Island. This is the brand new map for DayZ and I finally got the chance to play it. There's only like 3 or 4 servers open for this map currently, so it's pretty hard to get into a match on this new map, you know, because there's so few servers available. And the footage that you're seeing now is of my first ever gameplay on this new map. So I have no idea where I am, I have no idea where I'm going, I have no idea where any spawn locations are, or any loot spots, or where other players may be hiding, or any hotspots for PvP, or anything like that. I am completely clueless as to what's going on. But overall, I gotta be honest, I really like this map, you know, it's really cool, I like the setting for it. One really cool thing about this map in particular is that now the majority of the buildings are explorable. In the original map for DayZ, the majority of buildings were not explorable, you know, and a lot of people were kind of frustrated with that because many people got ArmA 2 specifically to play DayZ, you know. So a lot of people were kind of frustrated. It was a common problem, but I can understand why that was, because DayZ is pushing the ArmA engine to do much more than it's actually capable of doing, you know, and that is just the way that that map was designed, you know. There wasn't supposed to be many buildings that has openable spaces, you know. So I can understand why that is. But as you can see right here, you can see a town off in the distance. I want to go ahead and check out that town real soon, but I have no means of defending myself. So what I want to do here is go off to the side and see if I can find some weapons, or like a hatchet or a crowbar or anything, you know, because big towns in DayZ are known to be hotspots for PvPing, and I kind of assumed that would be the case in this new map as well. And I can hear flies right now in this video here, so I'm going to go ahead and check it out. And as I'm looking around, I'm being sneaky about it because I don't know what's going on. You know, I come in and there's a dead player right there. Now you have to be really careful when you find a dead player, because he could have died for any number of reasons. Either some zombies could have got him, someone could have shot him, or anything like that, you know. There are so many different things that can be attributed to a dead player in DayZ, you know. And he had a large backpack on him, so I decided to take that, of course, because those are very useful. You can carry much more loot with that backpack as opposed to the one that you start off with. So as you can see, I skip ahead right here to marching into the town because unfortunately I was unable to find any weapons to take with me into this town, so I decided to just chance it and just go for it. And as you can see right there, there is a dead player on the ground next to that building, so I decided to take up my binoculars to try and confirm that. And not only do I see the one player, but I see 2 of them. There's 2 dead players on the ground right there, so I'm like, okay, maybe they'll have some weapons on them. I'm going to go in there and check it out, but try and be a little bit cautious about it because I don't know what's in this town, you know. There could be many players around, you know. So I want to try and be a little bit careful. To be honest, I could have been much more careful than I'm actually being right now in this video, because as you can see, I just triggered a zombie, so I'm like, oh crap, better run for it. I go ahead, run into the building, I see that dead player right there, I want to go ahead and check him out, but I don't have the time, and I look to my right, and there's a player right there, and a million things start racing through my head. I start to panic, and I just run. I just buck right out of the building. I was like, hell no, not having it, see you later, you know. So I just run away, and I come across this very large building right here that I'm going to start exploring now. Now, I don't have too much footage of this building in this video, simply because it's a huge building. Regardless, you know, it's a very nice building to explore because it's very large, there's many different floors. However, when I was searching for, you know, when I was trying to loot the building, I couldn't find a lot of items that was of any use to me, you know. Except for when I get to the top of the steps right here and I find myself a revolver. Revolvers are very good guns for stopping zombies. They are one-shot kills for zombies. It only requires a couple shots, I believe, to kill a player. So revolvers are very useful. Unfortunately, I didn't have any ammo, so I skip ahead right here and go back to the outside because I didn't find much else inside that building. There was another dead player there. Tried to loot him. He didn't have much on him. So I'm just starting to run around some more a little bit. And I want to go ahead and explore this fire station here to my left. I trigger a zombie. I'm like, nope, nope, not happening. run around him, and then I go into the building right here to escape the zombies. I want to quickly loot it and then go out the other side so I can evade the zombies altogether. And I see a Glock 17 here on the ground. That's obviously a really good thing as well. The gun is much louder than I'd like it to be, but the same thing goes for the revolver, really. Both guns are extremely loud, but they're both powerful, you know. So I pick up the Glock 17, I go ahead to check out upstairs, and unfortunately there isn't much here for me, you know. I'm looking around, there's just soda cans, some food, some bandages, all stuff that I already have plenty of. I come across this here, and I'm kind of hoping it would be like a map or something. It isn't, it's a smoke grenade instead, so I'm like, okay. But I get this idea in my head to try and throw the smoke grenade out the window so it would draw the zombies away from me so I could escape. So I go to do that, and the smoke grenade bounces back into the building, falls down the steps, and goes off inside the building. That's not good at all, because now the zombies are completely attracted to me. I've got to go ahead and find a way out of here. I don't know why I attempted to do this, but for some reason I just decided to run through them and not even shoot them. But somehow I managed to make it out unscathed. So I'm approaching some apartment buildings here, and there's another dead player on the ground, which is making me even more nervous because there's so many dead players around. They couldn't all have been killed by zombies, you know. I know this is a new map, and I understand that there's like a whole new layout system and a whole new spawn system for zombies, but that all these dead players cannot just be from zombies. There has to be other players roaming around, you know, like bandits and things like that. So I'm getting extremely worried at this point, you know, and I turn into this room right here, and boom, it is Christmas morning. I just found a Winchester 1866 rifle. I'm very happy at this point because I love the 1866 rifle. It's a relatively quiet weapon. In my opinion, it's probably one of the most quiet weapons in DayZ currently, next to, of course, you know, silenced weapons and things like that. And it's also very powerful. You know, it one-shot zombies, and I believe I've managed to take out other players in just like 2 hits with the Winchester 1866. However, I would prefer the Lee Enfield over the 1866 simply because it has much more range and it is more powerful, you know. But the 1866 is much quieter, so if you want to try and sneak in and kill zombies, the 1866 is the way to go. In my personal opinion, I'd probably go with the Lee Enfield for PvP, you know, unless you have like a really high-grade military weapon. So I'm running away from these zombies right now. I'm starting to get a little bit more confident in myself because I have a means to defend myself now. And I remember going into this building as I was coming into the town, so I want to go back in there and see if the player is still there. And there he is, so I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to kill him. Boom, boom, 2 shots. And it turns out that it's a player that's already dead and his body is just glitched because DayZ is still in its alpha form. You know, there's a lot of things going on with the game. It isn't very well optimized at this point, but it's still very fun nevertheless. It's just very early in its development cycle, but a lot of zombies have come my way now, and I'm just like, screw this, I'm just going to make a stand. But as you can see there was several zombies that ran to the left. So when I saw that, I was thinking, are they going to try and flank me? Because zombies don't normally do something like that. But I see these zombies here, I go to take them out, I look to my left, and sure enough, they've attempted to flank me. But luckily they're slow enough inside buildings that I can maneuver around them. So I decide to run upstairs and see if there's an alternate way out, while at the same time trying to shoot these zombies so I can get them off my back, you know? Because if there's no way out, I'm going to have to make a stand, you know? I check in this room, it's just an empty room with no alternative way out. And I turn back to the right here and I go back outside to see if there's like a ladder or anything I can climb down. Unfortunately there isn't, so at this point I'm thinking I'm gonna have to make a stand. But the alarming thing is, when you've attracted so many zombies and you decide to make a stand, with that many zombies attracted, it often attracts even more if you decide to fire back and make a stand, you know, regardless of what weapon you're using. Sometimes a lot of zombies can just be attracted to you, and normally that is the case when this amount of zombies is, you know, aggroed. But luckily that wasn't the case this time around. I managed to kill the amount of zombies that were chasing me and managed to get away, you know. So I go ahead and check this guy's body again just to make sure I've missed anything, because as I said, sometimes this game can be a little bit weird in the things that you try to loot and whatever else, you know. But unfortunately I couldn't loot his body properly. which was unfortunate. But we skip ahead right here, and I see this giant building, which looks very interesting because large buildings in DayZ tend to have a lot of good loot on them. So I want to go ahead and check out this building right here. Obviously make sure everything is safe. You get a good look at the landscape here in the distance. And one thing that I particularly like about this map is the fact that all the sounds that you hear, like branches breaking, the wildlife, and all that other stuff, it really puts you on edge, you know, because you keep thinking that either a zombie is about to attack you or another player is close by, you know. So all these unnerving sounds you hear, it's constantly putting you on the edge, you know. In my opinion, I would say that the sounds that you hear in this map are much better than in the original map, because there are so many different unnerving sounds in this map, you know, all the different animals and wildlife, all the trees breaking, all the branches cracking, and all the zombies that you hear in the distance. It's much more unnerving in this map than it is in the original. And as you can see, I found an Alice pack here, which is much bigger than the one I currently had. If I remember correctly, I believe this is the second biggest backpack in DayZ. So I was very happy I found this, you know. And I'm looking around, I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can loot. I see this other zombie here, and I'm like, ah, screw you, fool. But I accidentally aggro this guy over here, so I'm like, okay, you know, kill this guy. It's not going to be too much of a big deal, because I want to move on real quick and see what else I can, you know, explore. Because the better weapons you find, obviously, the more capable you're going to become, you know. The more capable of defending yourself you become, you know what I mean? Especially if you come across other players, especially those who know what they're doing, because as far as I'm concerned at the moment, the only people who really know about this new map are veteran players, you know, the guys who are always checking the forums, always keeping up with what's going on in DayZ, you know, new patches, all this other stuff, constantly reading up on what's going on in DayZ, like the real veteran players who are playing this game all the time. They have a group of bandits or a group of survivors working together, always going off to different locations. Like in the original map, for instance, they go to like Northwest Airfield, they raid all that, they get all the military loot, they find and repair vehicles, and they're always sticking together in like a squad, you know. So, from my understanding, that is the main population in this new map currently. So I'm trying to be really careful, because it's just me by myself, you know. Like, I don't have anyone else with me to play this map currently, you know. So, right now, it's just me. It took me like 10-15 minutes to get into this server alone, you know, constantly spamming the join button, and then another 10 minutes to actually load into the game because of the fact that it's in alpha, you know. But, overall, I do really enjoy this map. I'm looking forward to seeing more from it, you know. Hopefully this map will be released to the public very soon, and there'll be more servers available. I would like to continue this series as well, so when I next spawn into this map, hopefully I will still keep all my items, because your character from the original DayZ and into this map are two completely different characters. So hopefully I will keep all the items that I found here when I spawn back in next time, and I can continue this series for you. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thumbs up, favorite, subscribe, all that great stuff. It really helps out a lot. So with that being said, this is Feral Instincts here. Take care.